Hi guys, so last weekend my little brother Eric came home a little bit from college. Don't get to see him very often, a couple times a year. Came and spent the weekend with me. Had a fun time just hanging out, mostly just talking, catching up, watching a few laser discs, and we also exchanged birthday presents since my birthday was in May. Didn't get to see him, his was in July, didn't get to see him until now. We did that, and he got me a lot of really cool He-Man stuff while I'm wearing this shirt. Some of it was things that he found that were from my childhood, and then a bunch of others that I had not had before. Really cool, and some She-Ra stuff, which is always a little bit harder to find now than He-Man things. So we have the storybook from Masters of the Universe, Secret of the Sword. So the premiere mini movie thing there was She-Ra, and a bunch of Masters of the Universe kids books here. And just awesome 80s stuff. If you're an 80s kid, you have to remember He-Man, Masters of the Universe. Great stuff. And She-Ra, of course. A whole bunch of them here, like a lot of them. They're in great shape. This is really cool to have because I only had a handful. Didn't have very many left over from my childhood. So cool to get a bunch of these back, basically a bunch that I had as a kid and some that I even didn't have as a kid, and some VHS. This is a newer release that I remember came out with action figure and things like that not that long ago. So I think, yeah, 2001 it says. So I remember seeing that in stores, and then we had a couple of these golden books, which if you don't know what these are, they are visualizations with sound of some of these, the actual, like the kids books, the golden books. So it's kind of like a visual book on tape version of those kids books, and those are really cool. And then two that he actually found at my mom's house, I believe, that were mine as a kid. You have He-Man and She-Ra Christmas Special. I remember having that. There's one there. And this probably isn't going to work anymore. I hope it does. That'll be cool because I watched the hell out of this as a kid. I remember I wore it down like crazy. This was one of my favorite VHS that I had as a kid, so it's really cool to have that back. And it's in pretty good shape considering. But yeah, I'll have to pop that in sometime soon and try and check it out. But I remember watching this endlessly as a kid over and over again because I was born towards the end of the 80s. So I was born as He-Man was kind of phasing out, and you had the rise of things like Ninja Turtles and even like Thundercats and stuff was ongoing. So most of my He-Man experience was reruns, and then I would also get and rent tons of different VHS and kids books, and I had like a huge box of the toys and Castle Grayskull like playset and things like that. So loved He-Man growing up, so it's really cool to get all these. Thank you again to my brother, and just really awesome fun spending time with siblings, especially as you get older. You start to appreciate it more. You don't see them very often, a couple times a year. Just a fun time, and some quick pickups here, and celebrating He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.